Yo, what up, YouTube? You already know it's your boy, Big Lou, the Latin assassin himself, tapping back in with what it do with Big Lou and MZR2, baby. If the first time you come to the channel, be highly appreciated if you sub, like, to share the channel with your family, friends, folks, peoples, gente, buddies, pals, amigos, amicos, and like us, Puertorriqueños, Boricuas, Jibaritos, Portorros, panas. Man, I just got done coming in from letting these guys run around. It's all wet and rainy out there, so I had to take my shirt off, my jacket, so I'm soaked. And now the sun starts coming out, so I threw the shades on. It's a trip how this weather's been. It's been raining every day for the past week or so. I think we had one day a break. One day was a break, but it's been raining a lot lately. And I think it's going to continue for the next couple of days. I hope it stops by Saturday because there's an event in one of the nearby towns. Well, I don't know. It's about 40 minutes, about 35 minutes from here in Turlock, California. They're going to have a bully event. On the flyer, though, I don't see no XL bullies. So what I mean by that, XL is the extra large, the ones that are like Daisy and Champ size. They have all the pockets, micros, exotic ones, the ones that are those real small ones. They got legs about this long with real wide shoulders, and they're just sitting there breathing hard just to breathe hard. They ain't even doing nothing. Joey Melrose, Big Lou, where are the pups at? They back there sleeping. One of them snoring already. That's what I was saying. We just got in the car from them running around. Where they at? That's Champ. Daisy, where you at? Oh, she's over there in that corner. Let me see. There she goes. See her? Man, these guys get along so good, and it's like, man, like she's so like I haven't even heard her one time even growl at him yet. I mean, he growls at her like when they play, he gets all into it, but like when I even like feeding him, when he puts his head in her bowl, she don't even like growl or nothing like that. I've never seen that really. I mean, yeah, siblings coming up, yeah, if you kept them together from puppies, are very, very young, but she's already, 7 months. So yeah, she don't even get crazy at all. I haven't seen her. And then when they wrestle, she's really for the most part, she's gentle with him. She gets down and wrestles with him, but now he's almost as tall as her. I mean, she's 18 inches tall. He's 16 inches tall. And I was just looking at him right now because they just got done eating too. And he's, he almost finished this whole bowl. He's doing a lot better eating now. He's starting to eat better, a lot more. And he sat down, and I was looking at his face and his head, and you can tell he's growing already. I mean, that goes without saying because he's a young pup. But I'm saying, when you can notice it and it's your own dog, it's like a fascinating somewhat, I guess. Like even Daisy, like when I be looking at her, like, damn, man, she's getting like thick. She's getting bully. She's getting that bully look already, that bull look, around her neck and her shoulders. You can see the muscles on her shoulders and stuff already. Like she's real thick. You know what I mean? After she hit age 6 months, she started thickening out. So it's just going to continue from here. You know what I mean? And I think she's starting to come in heat. It looks like it's getting a little swollen back there, but I haven't seen no blood yet or nothing. So, you know what I mean? I don't know for sure, but it is around that time. She's 7 months already. So let's see. I'm sitting 3 dogs this week while my daughter away with work. I ran the pit yesterday so he would pass out. He was done after 4 hours. Damn, 4 hours. Yeah, they got forever energy too, man. Pits. It's a straight pit. American. It's like Vito. It looks like Vito, kind of like that. It's American Staff or American Pit Bull Terrier. The original pit bulls, like 50-pound males, 40-pound females, 45-pound females, 55-pound males. It's not a bully like these ones, right? But yeah, they go and go and go. And that's the thing too. By getting Champ, it helped out Daisy a lot being active. She's active all the time now. Like she stays moving, running. You know what I mean? Before she would get I would throw the little toy around. She'd go fetch it, maybe 5 times, maybe 10 on a good day. And then other times I'll throw it and she'll just look at it. And then I'd have to even run to it. And then she would come and then she'd go grab it. But now with him, they're just constantly playing all the time. Like, I mean, even when I put him in the car, when we leaving somewhere, even leaving the house or leaving from the park or wherever I took them, the field or wherever it's at, they'll start playing in the back too. Sometimes I got to stop them from doing that because, you gotta have boundaries with, you got to make boundaries with them because otherwise, just like with anything else, you give them an inch, they'll take a foot. He has a little Stafford and 20% cattle. Never gets tired. Yeah. Okay. So he's a what cattle dog? What Australian Shepherd or Queensland Heeler? That reminds me of one time my niece, my brother had his name was Rocco. He had he was a Queensland Heeler, and one time I went out there to feed him or give him water. I feed him, yeah, to give him food and water. And this motherfucker nipped me in my heel, man. Oh, I didn't like that feeling, so I never went out there again. But yeah, that's what they do. They nip the cows to tell them get on, move. They're herders. Yeah, heel. That's what the healer. They hit right on the heel. Boop, they nip you, and then that tells the cow get on down the road, man. It's time to move it. You know what I mean? But anyways, so I don't know if you guys watched that video I dropped yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yeah, so I'm sitting in the car just like this. Dude hits me up from the passenger side window, the passenger side back window. I had it down, right? I went somewhere to go eat, so I'm eating. I got the windows in the back down for the dogs so they can breathe, get air and all that. And dude hits me up about something, and I'm watching YouTube, or I had YouTube on, so I couldn't even hear what he said. So I had to, fiddle around and turn it down. And when I looked back, I said, "What's that?" I said, "What?" He goes, he asked me for powder, and I'm like, "Powder?" I said, "Man," I said, "Hey, I said, come on, man." I said, you know me. Why would you even hit me up about something like that? And plus, in my mind, I'm like, you don't just say, "Hey, all right, what's up with some powder?" At least say like, "What's up, man? Hey, how you doing?" Make it somewhat professional or something. You know what I mean? And right away, dude's like, "What you getting hostile for?" And I said it just like I said it right now. I said, "Damn, dude, you don't even know me. Why would you hit me up for something like that?" I said it just like that. And I'm like, "What? Hostile?" I said, "Come on, man." I said, "You know what I'm saying?" I said, some things you just got to be, you know what I mean? You just got to fucking, you just got to approach things right. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, he gets in his car. He's not really even talking shit. Then he pulls in front of me. So he pulls in the front and he goes left, right? So now he's a little bit past me now, and he's more in the front of the car next to me. And he hops out now, and now he shows me the thing. He got the thing in front of his chest. Okay, keep in mind, this is a food place where it's kind of like a bar too, I guess, right? So there's a lot of people coming out to the back to smoke, and they're drinking. They got their drinks in there. I think they got their drinks in there. If not, though, they're smoking, and they come out to the back, and there's a lot of people right there. This dude's just running his mouth. Da, 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 and I'm like, man, this motherfucker, right? But the thing is that he couldn't even see me, man. If I was like that type of cat, he don't know what I have in here. You know what I'm saying? And that thing he got might not even be real. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But either way, if it's real or not, you don't do it that way. You don't show somebody what you got. You don't show your hand, man. That's crazy. You know what I mean? You don't show your hand, man. And anyways, so dude shows me the thing he got in front of his chest, like, I don't know if you guys can see. He's got it like this, somewhat in his chest. He's hiding it with his body so that other people can't see, but he's showing it to me. And I'm like, I'm just looking like this motherfucker, boy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this dude, if I was like in my old, well, let me get there because, I almost went there, right? So he's talking shit. So he finally jumps in his vehicle and he cuts. So I'm like, so I pause for like maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds maybe. And I'm like, this motherfucker, man. So I'm like, man, fuck this. I turn the car on. I come out the back. And now I hit the main street right there. And to go right if I would have came out that parking lot and go right, that's the way to go follow him, right? Which that's where I was going. But all of a sudden, something in my mind said, go left, leave it alone, go left. You know what I'm saying? I know who that was. You know what I'm saying? I know who that was. And I went left. You know what I'm saying? But this dude, man, if he would have caught me 5 years ago, you know what I'm saying? I would have, because my intention at first was to go follow him to a dark street, you know what I'm saying? And do whatever. But, that could have went bad. You know what I'm saying? That could have went bad. That could have been, bad for me. That could have been bad for him, bad for both of us. What I'm meaning by that was one of us get hurt and or worse, and one of us go away, to the slammer. You know what I'm saying? And I like it out here better. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah, what's up, Goyle? Yankees, what's up, man? Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, Big Lou. I showed my wife Tony Pizza video abusing Leon. She said, "Is he close to here? She wants to kill him." Yeah. Yeah, right, huh? Let's see. What's up, Big Lou? Stopping by to show some love And support to send mines to you and your fam, to everybody that push your chair. Yes, sir, Mr. Goyo. Gracias. Gracias a ti. Yankees. What's up, Yanks? Let's see. Good thinking, my brother. Fuck them degenerates. Those people got no lies. You did good job. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not taking all the credit. I think a lot of it, like I said, I heard something in my mind, somebody talked to me. I know, and some people might not believe in that. I do. And, you know, I know I should have been probably dead or very, very hurt many times over in my life, and I wasn't because I know who had that hedge of protection over me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. To each his own what they believe in. Whatever higher power they believe in. But I know that's what that voice was. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I went left, and then I went left, and then I started. I went and fed these guys and got my mind off that, and But the thing about that all is that this big old dummy, he never got a good look at me. When he got at me through the back window, I'm looking over my shoulder, and I didn't even have a hat on, none of that. So just imagine I put a beanie on or even a hat with the, cool big jacket or a hoodie. I could walk right up on this dude. He won't even know. You know what I mean? And it could be that moment. Yeah, that's right. Call your mama. You know what I'm talking about? You just don't do shit like that, man. You never. And I've known this since I was a kid, man. You do never pull that out and show that if you're not gonna use it. Now, I'm not saying thank God he didn't use it if it was real. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Some people be like, they act like you're supposed to be up, like you're supposed to challenge. Come on, man, challenge a gun. Come on now. You know what I mean? I know how to finesse things and get yourself out of trouble with your, by using your mouthpiece. You know what I mean? By any means necessary to survive. You know what I'm saying? It's that, it's not always fight or flight. I mean, it's always, excuse me, what I meant to say is it's not always fight on the fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to flight by any means necessary to get yourself out that situation. And then later on, if you feel this need to take it a different route, then you take it a different route, you know what I'm saying, or handle a different situation. Now, like I said, this dude doesn't even got a good look at me. I could walk up on him anytime. I know what he looks like. I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that beat up vehicle he was driving. You know what I mean? With the fender hanging off and all that. So, it's definitely wasn't a gangster move on his part. Definitely was an amateur, real amateur move. And I think what it is too is that, you got these cats that come from bigger cities that move here from Oakland, San Francisco, from San Jose, you know what I'm saying, from Hayward. Those are the big in this area. Those are the big cities: Sacramento, Stockton, uh, Stockton, San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland, right? And they come here and they think, oh yeah, this is just a little, not so much Stockton and Sacramento because they're more familiar with this area, but definitely, definitely Oakland, San Jose, San Francisco, and they think, oh, this is just some little, lame ass farm town, blah blah blah. But again, you got killers everywhere, you got rats everywhere, you got people that are about it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's that amateur thinking, man. It's that amateur thinking. You can get yourself, hurt, killed that way. Big Lou, what's good? Carnal, what's up? Worn out shoes. Oh, here we go. Carlos, Rich DM. Let's see what he say. Pups are beautiful, Lou. Champs paws are huge. Yeah, they are. Wonder how he'll end up since XL don't get too tall. He's all muscle. Be safe out there, Big Lou. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Champ's gonna be double XL though. Yeah, Champ's gonna be double XL because he 23, anything over 23 inches is a double XL. But they don't actually acknowledge that. Let's see, how do I do this? I always forget every time I do this. Okay. Oh, didn't mean for that to happen. I always forget how to drop the link, man. I'm gonna drop the link for Carlos right now. Let's see. All right, there it is. All right, there's the link. There's the link for Carlos. We're gonna talk about a little something. Let's see if I can figure this out too. Um, oh yeah, the Ryan Davis fight. That's what, April 22nd. But this weekend is the Benavidez Caleb Plant fight. Benavidez Caleb Plant fight. That's this Saturday. Yeah, the 25th. Let's see if I can figure this out. Damn, what's going on here? I want to put up this thing right here. There it is. Boom. Let's see now how to get out of here. Okay, there's my man, my bruh, my hermano. Vaya. Okay, let's see. Back to the comments. Okay, cool. I got it. That little ticker down there. Yep.
Yeah, the ticker running.
Yeah. Well, the reason I put that because I had a couple people get at me like, "Oh, you're almost there at 1,000. You know, as soon as you hit the 1,000, we'll start looking out for you." And I'm like, well, I got a long ways to go on that still because my watch hours are, you got to have 4,000 watch hours as well, which I think I only have like 2,000. So even though I'm going to hit the 1,000 soon, I'm still not there yet. You know what I mean? Which, I'm not really in this for that. But you know what? If people are asking, they want to do it, they can do it that way in the time being. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Because, at the end of the day, there's some things I do need to get, like maybe a microphone, different things. And, that shit costs. You know what I mean?
Here's my take on it. Like a majority of stuff, we see things a certain way and it changes. I don't with what we seen in the community. Ripping put a you don't gotta ask for it, but people like to contribute, so I don't see nothing wrong with it. So keep it up, yeah, dude. Especially the Cash App. That way you bypass that YouTube crap because YouTube try to take like 30-40%. So put a Cash App up there, dude.
I think they take 30% and then they hit you on taxes, and then by the time you get whatever, I think it's like you get about 30%. I think it is something like that. 35%.
Fuck that. Put a Cash App up there. There's no issue. I told stand up to do the same thing. I was like, bro, you don't gotta ask people, but you let them know, if you want to. And people most of the time want to. I was like, so there it goes.
Right. So I've never came on here and just said, hey, donate. Usually it's because somebody mentions it or something. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. If people can, if they want to do that and they got the extra funds to do it, hey, by all means, I'm not, what's that old thing? I ain't too proud to beg. Even though it is what it is.
He's got it, right? All the content creators got them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, even the ones that talk big shit about people doing it. You know what I mean?
That's the ones that I find funny. You know what I'm saying? You go rip on somebody about, because we did it. I remember we used to call FBS, everything was about money, but at the end of the day, majority of it is about money. He made, it's something that make it clear. This is a business to me, and
and sometimes
I don't even get mad when they give Tony Pizza money, because at the end of the day, everybody's grown. It's their own money. If they want to give it to the next man, so be it. Sean, what's good?
What's up, Sean? At the end of the day, for some people, this becomes a business for them. You know what I mean? They get rolling so good that, they say the heck with the job, and they're making it with this. You know what I mean? But that to each his own. And if they're able to do that, hey, tip my hat to them. You know what I'm saying? So
it helps, even little donations, because then with the little donations coming in, you could pay for the StreamYard. You could buy, certain things you could use to get a better microphone, better things, and that's what that's about. Yeah, I don't have no more issue with that shit anymore. I'm done with all that. They always is about money. Yeah, the whole goddamn world is about money.
Oh yeah, money makes the world go round. Everybody, without that, we'd be in trouble. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. It's just one of them things. But I was talking about the little incident that I had the other day. Lou, it's freezing outside. You're looking like that's what I was explaining, man. It was raining. I took them out here to run around, and it started raining. So I ended up taking my jacket and my shirt off because it was wet. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep it on, so I took it off, and then it got sunny. As I got back in the car, it started getting sunny, so I threw the shades on. So that's what happened with all that. Rich DM, aka Tony Starks, Cream.
Cash
Said
rules
me, cash
everything
is
around
everything
me.
around me. Cream, get
Yep.
the money. Dollar bill, y'all. That one.
That was that.
So yeah,
That was
so
that joint.
yeah, so I was talking about this motherfucking cat, man. He I seen him pull up. I seen him go do whatever he went to go do. I seen him get back in the car, and then he ends up. Well, I mean, not back in his car, but he went towards his car, and then he comes to my back window, and he starts asking me something, which I can't hear him. And then Daisy starts barking. Actually, they both start barking and growling and shit. And so I had to fiddle with the shit and turn it down. And I said, what? And he just asked me about powder. And I'm like, I said, bro, I said, why? I said, you don't even know me. Why would you even ask me that, man? I told him just like that, just like I said now, maybe a little bit louder though, obviously, because he's, I'm talking over my shoulder. And he says, what'd you getting hostile for? I go, hostile. And then from there, it went to him getting in his car, driving off, driving in front of me, going left. And then he stops like in front of the car that's parked next to me to my left. And then he gets out and he shows the thing. He got it in front of his chest and he shows it to me. Right. And I'm like, and there's hella people. Yeah, there's hella people outside. There's hella people outside because it's a restaurant and a bar. So you got people that, I got something to eat. So I ordered it, went and got it, came back in the car and I was eating it. And so you got hella people that are coming outside to smoke in the back of the business. You know what I mean? And there's hella people and this dude's talking hella loud and he's got that thing. And I'm like, this dude, man, he can't even see me because of the vehicle that's next to me. He can't even see really what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I could have had something here, and it just blasted away and he would have been, not dead, dying. You know what I mean? But, to show that and then, and then not even use it. And then if it was real or if it wasn't real, it doesn't matter. You don't show your hand, right?
He's
Because
fronting, man. Listen, that dude like that ain't shooting shit. Cause it's a real
right.
simple philosophy. You pull that bitch, you smoke that bitch. That's it's just that simple.
Right. And that's what I've always been taught since I was a youngster. I remember that's always been ingrained in my head. You don't pull your thing out, unless you're going to use it. And then I mentioned, like I was saying earlier, sometimes, some people would say, oh, that was pussy on your part. You should have challenged them. Like, okay, wait. Like what your life's more important than anything. Sometimes you got to fight, sometimes, meaning whatever, by any means necessary. If you got to run to get out of there because you ain't in this position to defend that, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it might be. I just didn't say nothing after he showed me that because my mind was already, going like, what you gonna do now? Okay, do this, do that. So I was like, fuck, man. So when he rolled off, I took about maybe 10 seconds before I start the car and start rolling. And I was like, fuck this motherfucker, right? And so when I come out of the parking area to go right would have been the following, which I seen him hit the corner. When he went right, he made that next right again quick, but I could see him.
Yeah.
So I was going that way too because it's all dark in those streets back there. But when I got there to go that either right or left, boys told me go left, so I went left. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, I love this freedom too much, and I got too much of it this time, too big of a taste of it this time, and I got too much shit going to just throw it away like that. You know what I'm saying?
That man upstairs is the one that told you to make that left.
Yeah, exactly. You see what he said. Joe Miro said, Big Lou, you have content with the dogs, other peeps just put the computer on and I'm there here, throw money. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, that's a punk move on his part. But then other than that, what I was saying earlier is that he didn't even get a good look at me, right? I can just walk up on this dude and just, like I said earlier, that's right. Yell for your mama. You know what I mean? He won't even know. That's the stupid part about it. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you're supposed to. That's why I always say, pay attention to your awareness. Know your surroundings. Always know, because if you got an issue with somebody, as soon as you see them, you're gonna know. Okay, I remember this dude from then, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know a lot of it got to do with your mind being sharp. Some people got bad memories. You know what I mean? But fortunately for me, I was gifted with a good memory, and I remember a lot of shit and faces, especially. You know what I mean? But do things like that. So if he's did that right then and there with me, he's probably one of them stick up kids. I would imagine he's probably a stick up kid, right?
He's comfortable. He's comfortable in his front end, so he's done this before. But it wasn't
That's what I'm
smart
saying.
because you can see from how you describe it and picturing it, and if you're in the driver's side, and who's to say? Let's say you had a strap on. With him, he's done because once he brought it to his chest, by the time he goes to get himself in the seat, anybody that's on the street put three right through that goddamn window so goddamn fast, and his ass is got. So it was weak, and it was real weak on his point. But the fact is that it's not worth that. None of these clowns is worth that anymore. And you was told to make that left, and that was the best thing.
Yeah,
Saved his life.
yeah,
You did him a
yeah.
favor as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was either saved him from getting hurt, me from getting hurt, or worse. And then obviously the other factor being behind them, going to the big house for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Or a long stretch. So at the end of the day, I'm glad I heard that voice. And not only did I hear the voice, I followed what the voice said. And I got my ass out of there, and I got, I tend to the, I just got myself out of there and then reflected on what happened and was just, you know what I mean? But it's just that's why I always tell people when you get in your car to lock your doors immediately, because that type of individual will be lurking around, you know what I mean, and looking for a victim to just walk up on somebody that's in their car, and they'll just walk up on and open the door. And now what are you going to do? And you got a piece in your face. They got the upper hand. Most likely they're going to get what they want. So if you got your door locked, not to say they still can't bust your window or something, but it's just that much more noise would have to be made that they probably won't be willing to do, because they'll get the attention of other people. And then, you know how that goes. You know what I mean?
But you also did good. You sat there for a minute before you drove off, and it's good to sometimes take a minute, catch your senses, think about it, because a lot of times we work off reaction. Reaction could have went the opposite way, and we all know how that bitch ends. So
Yeah.
it wound up being good. But it goes to show you always gonna have people in this world that they're gonna try you.
All right. So we got Muggsy Siegel. What up, Muggsy Siegel?
Yeah, I'm
Let's
not
see.
watching the chat. I'll be watching it in a minute. I was making me
Sean
some
said,
coffee.
you got a family that needs you. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See, Worn Out Shoes says, just keep moving right along is what I say. Life is too good. I love my kid too much to trade it for a weenie out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Joey Melrose says, Lou, can you sign in on your channel and just go to bed and get credit for hours while you're sleeping? I'm not sure how it works. Put it on your TV. You go to bed. What do you mean? Can you sign in on your channel and just go to bed? What do you mean? Like for views? You talking about? And
Yeah,
just
you
let it
probably
play
talking
over and over again?
about busting your top right to our sleep stream. They probably making fun of Rooski because that's that new thing now, that sleep stream bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, we ain't down with that shit. We ain't putting no
Nick.
camera. Joey Ramos busting balls. Hey,
Oh,
I ain't
okay.
watching nobody sleep, and I ain't letting nobody watch me sleep. That shit crazy.
Nick. Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. Nick M, what's going on, man? Yeah, Nick M. He dropped a lot of comments on that video too, man. I was surprised. I got like 30 comments. I mean, it was me answering back too, but it was like a total of 30. So if I didn't answer, I wouldn't answer back if I didn't have a comment. So there was a good 15, 17 from people, and then I responded back. Leo was another one. Leo, lip gloss, laxative. He was in there. But
Leo.
yeah, see, he's saying leave your channel play while you sleep. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that because I snore
I'm
loud. So
sure
now
that
it's
there are
huh?
many here. I'm sure there are many here who've been in situations where dudes were fronting with they shit, showing it in the waist. We all been in situations. We all know people like that. I know a cat calling my man.
You're going in and out. Well, so yeah, since we he brought that up, that hopefully he'll come back in. That we always that we've all probably been in that situation. I've been in another situation where these cats pulled up on me here. You know, I could feel something's going on. A cousin of mine's arguing with, having not really so much arguing, but it got to the point where my cousin ended up telling dude, well, slide over here. Let's handle it over here on the side of the building. So I can already feel something's not right. So I tried to slide in my car to get my thing, but I had to get the key out the ignition because I left the key in the ignition. And I opened up the trunk, and now I'm feeling for it with my hand. And as I ended up looking up, and dude's on me with his pistol now, and I'm like, oh shit. So I had like an old PlayStation 1. This is years ago. This is over 20 years ago. It was a PlayStation 1 and an amp for a car speakers, a car system I had right there. He's like, give me that. I'm like, take it. I only paid like $10 sacks too. But I had like $7-8 grand in a bag, one of those side bags you wear with your laptop. And I had my thing. So I didn't want, him to find those things. So I said, yeah, take it. And I told him, take it. I didn't grab it and hand it to him, so he grabs it. And the reason I say that, because it took him a little bit longer for him to grab it. That way, once he grabbed it, he just got in the car and it bounced. Well, once they leave, I grab my thing and I cock it. I grab it, I cock it. And now my cousin's coming out with his wife. Well, now it's his wife. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? You guys, this started with you and you ain't even paying attention what's going on. So they get in the car, and I had a 70, which one was I driving? That 76 color Supreme. So it was a hella long one. Damn, hit myself in the head. Those are real long cars, right? I had 3 of those and I had 4 77s, which are almost identical. And matter of fact, this is the neighborhood I'm at right now, is where I caught them. This street right here that I'm looking at, but at the other end when you first enter. And I went all the way to the mall, up and down 11th Street. I couldn't find these motherfuckers. I turned in this neighborhood right here. And just as I make the right, here they come out. And I just started pop, 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 pop. You know what I mean? And I don't want to, I don't want to do that again. I was young back then. I don't want to do that no more. You know what I mean? I was in my 20s, when that happened. I'm in my 40s now, grandpa, and I got a second grandkid coming. I'm not trying to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I have that and the situation calls for that, for me to get out of a situation, then yeah, I have to do what I got to do. But I'm not willing to do that no more. And that's what almost happened the other day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You there, Lo?
you're always gonna get tested. I'm not doing that, nigga. You seen what happened? I was ready to go over there and smack the dentures out of Tony Peach's mouth and lay down for a year. And I thought about it, was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And my son was like, hell no.
It ain't worth it. It's not worth it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's our old thinking, and it does nothing but get us in trouble. I said this a few days ago. My way, and what I mean by my way, it's our way. Because a lot of people are just like me, stubborn and whatever. But my way didn't work for so many years, you know what I'm saying? Until I did start doing things differently, that's when I got different results, because they call that insanity, right? When you keep doing the same thing but expect a different result, how's that going to happen? That ain't possible. You know what I mean? So until I started washing those dishes at the restaurant, that Puerto Rican restaurant, then things started changing for me, because my mind started, I started somewhat retraining my mind. Now I got a long ways to go, but just doing it, making that little step, humbling myself, taking that job helped me out a ton. You know what I mean? By far, a ton. You see, it's like in Frisco, if you don't want to get biped, they say leave all windows down and take everything out, bags, everything, and even leave a note saying car is empty, and they will 80% pass. That's a true. Yeah, there was a lot of problems with that in San Francisco. There was a ton of problems with that in San Francisco. Their cars were getting broken into. People were leaving, laptops and iPads and phones in plain view. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people's cars started getting, it was just out of control over there. Rich, damn well your car is getting bipped if you just leave a sweater in the back. Yeah, that's another thing too. Nice sweaters and things like that. They think that something's in there. You know what I mean? It just sucks, man, what people do to other people, man. I mean, I get it. You come up, but I always looked at it like this, man. If it's that serious, man, go to the store and go come up, man. Go somewhere where they got everything's insured. You know what I mean? I mean, even that's not even the right way to think either. But I believe it's better to burn the store than burn people. That's just how I feel. And then, like I said, it ain't all the way. It's not right, but in my opinion, it's better. It's more, it's minimizing, it's justifying the action, but it's minimizing it too at the same time by thinking that way. But I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it. You know what I mean? Hit a store instead of people's properties. People worked hard for things that they have. You know what I mean? So,
Mike,
so
you
yeah.
enjoy your afternoon. I gotta head back out. I gotta go take care of some things.
All
But
right.
I'm glad that you made that left, and that's that man upstairs. Remember, none of these clowns are worth your freedom.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. All right, Carlos. Have a good day. Remainder of your day, man. And I'll be hollering.
Hell yeah,
You know how we
everybody
do it.
easy.
All right, brother. So yeah, and I don't know if you guys are aware too. This is the other topic I want to talk about. Takashi 6ix9ine got that ass. He didn't get his ass whooped. Well, they punched him a few times. They kicked him on the floor. He got caught up at a fitness center in LA Fitness in Florida, I think it was. And I seen the footage of dude. He was an older dude. He looked like he had a gray beard, a little goatee. And then I see somebody else post some pictures of supposed to be the guy, and the dude was, he was yoked. He had, rocks. Like, he was a big dude. I don't know if that was dude and that did it, unless that was 20, 30 years, 30 years ago, those pictures, and now he's an older dude, but even then though, I still know older dudes, because muscle has memory, man. So, and then you're in a gym too. So, unless maybe he was sick or something, just got over some sickness. I don't know, but he fucking was like, and that's the thing too. This motherfucker's getting way too comfortable. He's getting way too comfortable going all over the place. I think he was even at the Mexico Puerto Rico baseball game, the Winter Baseball Classic. I think he was there too. He's getting way too comfortable, and you got all these dudes accepting him, in society, like it's all good in Hollywood. And so, it backfired on his monkey ass. You know what I'm saying? He went up in that fucking club, in that gym, and they caught him in the bathroom, and there was like three cats that were kicking on him and things like that. They didn't really abuse him too bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, supposedly, yeah. Supposedly he's a Monterrey. Yeah. It was about time someone did something. Yeah, I know. Really, man, this dude's been going everywhere, man. Everywhere. Usually he has some big ass securities with him, security guards, or security, however you want to state it. I'm surprised that he didn't do that there, going up in Florida like that. Miami, I think it was Miami. It might not. I'm not sure if it's Miami or not, but it was Florida. Going up in there like that. Because like I said, man, all these people accepting this dude's open arms, like, accepting him open arms like that. And it's like, come on, man, this dude's yeah, is it fucked up what happened to him with his old lady and them doing him dirty and all? Yeah, but guess what? You put yourself in that position, man. You put yourself in that position for that shit to happen. If you would have been doing shit professionally because now you're a professional entertainer, then none of this shit would have happened to you. You know what I'm saying? It just, wait until that money runs dry. Yeah, but wait till that money dries. But as of right now, the way they're, everybody's catering to this motherfucker, that money ain't gonna dry up no time soon. And if he's doing shit right business wise, he's probably got a lot of business shit going on, with the real estate and stuff like that, businesses. I doubt his money will ever dry up. You know what I'm saying? He became more hotter than ever after he ratted. It's crazy. It's so weird how that shit works. But hey, that's what he got coming, man. You need to know that you just can't walk around our neighborhood, or what I mean by that. That was them cats' neighborhood that he was at. You're not gonna just do that. You're not gonna just fucking, walk up in different cities, different towns, and just think that you own the joint. Nah, man, that ain't how it works. Especially you doing shit like that. And that was good that happened because, like I said, man, it's this shit's been like accepted, like even these other dudes, you got Sammy the Bull going different podcasts, and these are supposed to be gangsters, gang member gangsters, not the mob gangsters, but still gangsters, and there's the MC8, Compton Cat. They're sitting down there chopping it up with this dude because they're so in awe that this is Sammy the Bull who ran with John Gotti from the Gambinos, that it doesn't matter what he did. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, they're bringing the dude on to try to boost their channel, you know what I mean, in their podcast, whatever, that's understandable. I get it too. They're older guys now. They're not really with that, no, with that lifestyle, but still, at some point, man, then you got that other cat, I don't, and Dominic Chikali, I watch his show, right? Because I like to hear the stories, but he's doing things with a lot of rappers too. And it's like, come on, man, like, what's up with you guys? Like, this dude told, like, you just accept them and do projects with them. And we know why. It's because of the money, and it's because of the money, the notoriety, the money, whatever they make out of it. That's what it's all about. So people will put money before situations, and they're doing that too over here in Cali, in the joint, and and bleeding out to the streets too, but supposedly the way it's supposed to be is that if you got talent on yours, or you've drew blood on a fellow associate, or even member, definitely no, but even associates, if it's red on red type stuff, you're not. You're still supposed to be outcast, but they'll put the mighty dollar in front of everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to get into too much of the prison politics when it comes to certain organizations, but put it this way: there's organizations now that are sharing the yard that were never supposed to be coexisting together, and they're doing it all in the name of money. You know what I'm saying? So Rich, them dudes will bip 20 to 30 cars in that lot. All they need is one or two to have something inside, and it's a win. There's no consequences if they get caught red-handed. Yeah, San Francisco's always been like that. Because even from Boxer's channel, like, he's got caught for actual robberies, and got let out. And a lot of times, if you're on parole back then, the county would just drop the charges and let parole handle it with whatever they're going to give you for parole violation. You know what I mean? So yeah, San Francisco is very, very, very lenient. And in some cases, me being ex-criminal and all that, I would say, oh yeah, that's cool. But at the end of the day, it's just fucking up their community. You know what I'm saying? And some of that stuff they need to put a stop to, man. I'm not saying make an example and give somebody 100 years, nothing like that. But at some point, something's got to be done about that type of stuff, because it just runs too rampant. Let's see, Rich, that's weak. What did Rich say? Doing shows with him, people will sell their souls for the money. Rich, that's weak. Well, what's weak? What did Rich say that's weak? Akon also. Akon, what about Akon? They snatched up his laptop and other shit, and that his workplace parking underground with cameras and security guards. Sean from my boys work for Salesforce and parking. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I was in the Tenderloin dropping off some flyers to this liquor store on Evie and Turk with a police station right there. I double parked and had taken the bus. Since you guys are bringing that up the other day, so Saturday when I went out there to go pick up Champ from the airport, my dog, man, those SF fucking airport cops, I don't know if those are SFPD or if those are SF just airport cops, but they be on you, boy. And I'm coming around, I'm looking for Terminal 2, Delta Airlines, 10:30 flight, and so they're like, get there 10:25, get there 10. So I'm there early, like 6-7 minutes early. They run you off. You ain't parking there and just waiting. You know what I'm saying? I had to go around to the third time finally when they were out. She was standing outside with the dog, with Champ. And when I finally, I pulled up and grabbed him. You know what I mean? But yeah, if there was so much on it like that in the city, like they are at the airport in the city, you know what I mean? That's SFPD. Okay. Yeah, need to get it every time. No cameras are around, but them under their own house arrest. I don't know what you're talking about. What about Akon? Akon was or is doing work. Oh, I mean, yeah, and Akon's been to the joint too, right? Yeah, so I don't know. It just goes to show you, for the dollar, they're willing to do anything for the dollar. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the person did. Like I said, it was fucked up with, some of these situations with certain people, it's fucked up how it turns out. But, I mean, not how it turns out, but what leads him up to turning. But thing is, when you get involved with that life, man, you come on, man. This type of fucked up things happen to people all the time. You see the treachery, you see the disloyalty, you see the backstabbing. It's there all the time. So you can't tell me that when you get involved with a lifestyle that you're just so gullible and naive that you don't see this shit happening to other people. You know, it just didn't happen to you. It's the first time ever. Oh my God, it happened to me. Look what they did to me, man. This shit's happening all the time, bro. And especially when you take an oath to something, like a blood oath, that's a totally different level. I mean, it's still, you know, street stuff, but it's another level, you know. And so when you get done dirty by a certain individual, you're not taking the oath to that individual. You're taking it to this bigger entity, right? And that's the thing. People always make that excuse. And the thing is too, a lot of these cats were scandalous ass cats in their own right, you know, with other folks, you know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. So, you know, it's just one of them things, Sean, no joke. And you know, the dealers walking around, all black with a black C-19 mask and hoodie and backpack. That's why a lot of people got mad a few years ago and tried to blackball Akon because he started messing with 6ix9ine and he had that song locked up, which was a banger. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, it's a trip. I can't call it like an alcoholic, man. I don't know why. You know, I don't. You know, when you start breaking bread with these cats, that's a whole different level too, man. It's one thing when you're passing in, you know, social media, little what's up here and there, you know. But when you're actually in person with the people and you're breaking bread with them, that's another level too. You know what I'm saying? And when you start getting hate, I mean, you had it coming. I mean, what'd you think? I mean, do you think that you were gonna mess with a fucking known, you know, person that's told and it's gonna be all good in Hollywood with everybody else? Come on, man, you've been around enough. You know you're gonna get some hate for that. You know, so if it's more worth it for you to make bangers with him, then by all means, handle it, player. You know what I mean? But if you expect you're still gonna be coming through neighborhoods and getting some special treatment after doing some shit like that, probably not. You know, probably gonna get some shit thrown at your car, you know what I mean? Or worse, you know. So for the money, people do outrageous shit, man. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people see, I mean, forget the snitch stuff with 6ix9ine. He was whack before then. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what he rapped or nothing. Yeah, I don't know nothing about him. Just about what he looks like and that he's Latino. Other than that, yeah, I couldn't even tell you. And I remember one time I was watching After Prison Stories, and they had Danny on there, a Puerto Rican dude who did like 40 years. He did like 24 years and then got out for 6 months and then went back for 16 years on a pistol charge. Went to the feds. The dude Joe who runs the show gives him the headphones. He puts it on. He said, "Hey, tell me what you think about this." And I guess it was 6ix9ine. And dude's just sitting there listening. And he's like, "Oh, this is garbage." You know, yeah, I don't know what he raps. Sean Facts. Let's see. I mean, forget. Let's see. What does Sean say? Let's see. Rich. Those Hondurans are like 500, 600 deep from South Market. Oh, yeah, they're not, but they're in Oakland too. The Hondurans are in Oakland too. They're the ones that got from my understanding, they're the ones that got all that shit. What's that shit called? Fentanyl. He was a cornball, but the people from overseas think he's famous. No, he's just a curious clown. He's a curious clown, like Curious George. But yeah, ain't that funny how like even like you saying overseas, they thought he was a shit, right? But even like some of the people from overseas too, when they come fuck with them, tap into the American like gangster stuff, like anything gangster, they're all intrigued by it. You know, prison stuff, mob stuff, you know, gang banging stuff. They're all intrigued, you know, by what's being talked about. It's a trip. It's just a trip, the speed of them and us over here. Don't get me wrong. I know there's some gangsters from England and there's gangsters from Ireland and there's gangsters from Scotland and Australia. You know what I mean? But they move a little different. You know what I mean? So we zig, they zag, or something like that. You know what I mean? Circus clown, spell check, LOL. Oh, and I'm all curious clown. Yeah, I was wondering like curious clown. That's why I had to throw a little curious George on there because I was like, what? Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Also, yeah, about that thing I gave you the other day. Yeah, don't trip. He might not get back to you right away, but eventually he will. You know what I mean? You might have to even text him a second time. He might already got back to you. I don't know, but sometimes when you get at him, he doesn't get back at you right away. Sean, he was a plant shaking my head before he started rapping. He was a goth kid working at a coffee shop with nothing wrong with that, but he is an image the labels made. Yeah, yeah, it's a funny looking label too. I mean, image too. But I'm gonna go ahead and tap on out. I gotta go take care of something before 11 o'clock. Um, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. This was just a quick little West Side Wednesday. I had to do a live. I haven't did one in over a week. And so I was lacking big time in the live area. Because everything else, as far as my numbers were up, except for their lives. And then I started doing lives and they started going up. But since then, not since then, but the last week or so, I want to say I didn't do a live all this week so far until today. I didn't do one last week, and I think half of the week before that. So a good 10 days at least till I just until today. You know what I mean? That I haven't did a live. So I want to try to keep it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but at least 2 days a week. But like I said, 10 days I hadn't did one. We talked like, okay, cool. What's going on, AC Lopez Jr.? Hope everything's going on smooth for you, my man. But yeah, Rich DM, peace and chicken grease. Peace and chicken grease. Good looking. Da-da-da. Let's see. I mean, how you go from a goth kid and working at a coffee shop to $100,000 chains? Oh yeah, but that's how it goes in that industry. All those chains they wear, a lot of them that ain't their chains. They get promoted, not promoted, but what's that called? They get endorsed by jewelry shops to wear their shit. And because they're doing what they're doing, making these tours and, rapping at these different clubs, they're putting their shit out there and they're sporting their shit. You know what I mean? That's usually how it goes. Now, don't get me wrong. Cats like, 50 Cent and, Jay-Z and Dr. Dre and Cube and Snoop and these big time motherfuckers, they got their own shit. You know what I mean? Nelly and, Birdman and Lil Wayne and all them kind of cats. But, chains has always been part of that industry. It's always been chains have always been hand in hand with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Always. Just like the gooseneck parkas and all that too. The boots, the Timbs. That was more East Coast shit. But but even over here, MC Hammer, he had big fat ass chains. People, and I know people will laugh, oh, MC Hammer, but MC Hammer was a real street dude, and he was also the first multi-millionaire rapper. MC Hammer, look it up. You know what I'm saying? He was doing big things. His problem was he had a big fucking entourage that he was paying for everything, that it ran him bankrupt quick. He was only able to last, couple of years, few years after Turn His Mother came out, and then You Can't Touch This. He too legit to quit. He was doing big things, man, but then it caught up to him. He was spending more money than he was making, and he was taking care of all these people. He had an entourage of like at least 50 people that everything he got, they pretty much got. Cars, jewelry, clothing, houses, all that. And it bit him in the ass, I see him from time to time because he lives here. He lives here too, you know what I mean? Like Mike Tyson. CMC Hammer was a hitter, excuse me. Let's see. If you haven't got robbed or someone hasn't tried robbing you, that probably means you don't have shit. Well, not necessarily, but it means that you ain't. I would say though, it definitely means that you ain't been in no dangerous areas, dangerous situations for sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been robbed a couple of times, so it happens. You know what I mean? It happens. It definitely happens. So, all right, peoples, I'm gonna tap on out. Appreciate everybody that stopped in. Sean Rich, Nick M, AC Lopez Jr., Yankees, Carlos, obviously Carlos, Muggsy. Who else came in here? Worn Out Shoes, Joey Melrose, Mr. Goyo. I think that's about it. I think that cuts. I think that's everybody. Worn Out Shoes, I already said, right? Yankees. Yeah. Yeah, that's everybody. So I appreciate everybody, man, again, for tapping in, man. It's always a pleasure to have, have you guys stop on in. Also, I'm gonna give a shouts out to everybody that stops in after this is I get off the live that watch it later. Feel free to leave a comment regarding the 6ix9ine situation and also the situation that I spoke about with the little, showing the little pea shooter. Nothing against pea shooters, because pea shooters sometimes do the most damage. You know what I mean? Because when that bullet goes in you, it 22s. You know what I mean? So I'm out, peoples.